Have you ever experienced this? Someone shows a lot of interest in you at first. They text you constantly, they make time for you, they make you feel important. And then suddenly, everything changes. The replies get slower, the energy feels different, and it's like they just don't care anymore. So what happened? Did you do something wrong? Or is there something deeper going on in human psychology? In this video, we're going to break down the real reasons why people lose interest suddenly and what it actually means for you. Part 1. The novelty effect. Let's start with the most common reason, the novelty effect. Human beings are naturally attracted to what feels new. New conversations feel exciting. New people feel interesting. New emotions feel intense. At the beginning, everything feels fresh. There's curiosity, there's anticipation, there's mystery, but over time, the brain adapts. What once felt exciting becomes normal. What once gave a rush becomes expected. And when that happens, the emotional intensity starts to drop. This doesn't always mean the person stopped liking you. It means their brain stopped experiencing the same level of excitement. They weren't just attached to you, they were attached to the feeling you created. And once that feeling fades, so does their interest. Part 2. Easy access reduces value. Now here's something most people don't want to hear. When something feels too easy to get, it often becomes less valuable. If you're always available, always replying instantly, always giving attention without limit, there's no sense of effort involved, and psychologically, people value what they invest in. When someone doesn't have to work for your time or attention, they stop appreciating it. This doesn't mean you should play games or act fake. It simply means you should have a life outside of them, because when your world revolves around one person, they subconsciously feel less need to put in effort. And that's when interest starts to fade. Part 3. Emotional overload. Sometimes it's not about losing interest, it's about feeling overwhelmed. When emotions move too fast, when conversations become too intense too quickly, when there's constant communication without space, the brain can feel pressured. Instead of feeling excited, the person starts to feel suffocated. And the natural response to that feeling is to pull away. Not because they hate you, but because they need space to feel comfortable again. This is why balance is so important. Connection grows stronger with time, not pressure. Part 4. They were never fully invested. Now let's talk about a difficult truth. Sometimes people don't lose interest suddenly. They were never deeply interested to begin with. Maybe they were curious, maybe they were bored, maybe they just enjoyed the attention. But their feelings were never strong enough to last. That's why it feels so sudden to you, because from your perspective, everything seemed real. But from their perspective, it was temporary. And when something else caught their attention, they moved on without hesitation. It's painful, but it's honest. Part 5. Lack of emotional stimulation. Here's something important to understand. Attraction isn't built on comfort alone. It's built on emotion, excitement, curiosity, surprise. If every interaction becomes predictable, if conversations feel the same every day, if there's no variation or energy, the brain gets bored. People don't just stay because someone is nice. They stay because of how they feel when they're around that person. And when those feelings disappear, interest follows. Part 6. They found something new. Let's be real for a moment. Sometimes people lose interest because they found someone else. And instead of being honest, they slowly fade away. They reply less. They stop initiating. They become distant. Not because you changed, but because their attention shifted. It's not the most mature behavior, but it's very common. And most importantly, it says more about their character than your worth. Part 7. What you should do. So what can you actually do about this? First, don't give everything too quickly. Let things build naturally. Second, maintain your own life. Your goals, your hobbies, your growth should never depend on someone else. Third, don't chase sudden distance. When someone pulls away, pay attention instead of reacting emotionally, because the right person won't leave you confused, and they won't lose interest without communication. At the end of the day, people don't lose interest randomly. There's always a reason behind it. And once you understand these reasons, you stop blaming yourself, you stop chasing, and you start choosing people who choose you back.